Hello, I am Dr. NIK NIKAM. Welcome to $15 million Ice Bucket Challenge. The creators of this Ice Bucket Challenge are Pat Quinn, who has Lou Gehrig's disease or amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, along with Pat Freites, a former Boston College basketball player who also has this ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease. They came up with this brilliant idea of ice bucket challenge, and they use the social media such as Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Google and other smartphone applications to reach out to the people. Never did they imagine in a span of less than 60 days, they have been able to reach millions and millions of people all across the globe. I mean, take a look at Google. When I did a Google search for Ice Bucket Challenge, there were 60 million references. When I did the same Google search for the last 30 days, there were more than 52 million references to the Ice Bucket Challenge. Now take a look at the chart from Facebook, where the number of references to the Ice Bucket Challenge has gone from 0 to 26 million in a span of less than 30 days. And it's been covered by practically every news media, every radio, every talk show, and every conceivable means of communication, including Facebook, Twitter, Google Hangout, including Google. And in fact, there have been special pages created for Ice Bucket Challenge on Facebook and on Twitter. And if you look at YouTube with the keywords Ice Bucket Challenge, you will see a number of references along with the videos from some of the most prominent people you can possibly imagine. What in the world is Lou Gehrig's disease? Here is a video which covers the Lou Gehrig's disease or amyotrophic lateral sclerosis.
All voluntary movement in the body is controlled by the brain. Nerve cells in the brain, called upper motor neurons, initiate movement through the release of chemical signals called neurotransmitters. The signal is passed from the upper motor neurons to the lower motor neurons of the spine. Nerve fibers extending from the spine, called axons, extend into the muscles. The point where the axons and muscle fibers connect is called the neuromuscular junction. When the signal reaches the neuromuscular junction, it causes the muscle to contract, resulting in voluntary muscle movement. Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, often called Lou Gehrig's disease, is a degenerative disease of both the upper and lower motor neurons. As more and more motor neurons become affected, they are unable to send signals for movement to the muscles. Loss of voluntary muscle movement and coordination develop. Over time, muscle weakness and spasticity develop. Patients are unable to perform routine activities, such as walking and getting out of a chair. Eventually, paralysis develops, interfering with the ability to swallow, talk, and breathe. Unfortunately, there is no cure for ALS. Death from amyotrophic lateral sclerosis usually occurs within 3 to 5 years from diagnosis.
So who are the people who have taken these challenges? As you can see in the picture here, people from all walks of life, from tech icons to corporate CEOs, music artists, pop stars, rock stars, you name it, everyone, including your neighborhood kids who have taken up this challenge. Well, how effective has this campaign of Ice Bucket Challenge has been successful? Well, if you look at it, last year the ALS Association raised $1.6 million up to this period in the year. This Ice Bucket Challenge has already raised more than $15.8 million. I'm talking about $15.8 million so far from this new wave of campaigning. That brings us to several questions. Number one, what is Lou Gehrig's disease? And we talked about that. Number two, the role of social media such as Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google Hangout, and other smartphone applications in creating a new wave of fundraising. And more importantly, the next question is how effective will these social media be in sustaining such a campaign? We know that this Ice Bucket Challenge has spread like a virus, but the question is how will it enable the associations or institutions to sustain their campaign once the initial objective is obtained? What will be the next bucket? What will be the next ice bucket model, and who could revolutionize that? There is no question that the social media has become an important element in spreading the information, in enabling people to reach people beyond the confines of our friendship. So much so that you are instantaneously able to reach millions of people, which was unheard of in the past. Well, this is my contribution to the Ice Bucket Challenge. One, to talk about the anatomy of awareness of Lou Gehrig's disease or ALS syndrome with the help of the social media. Number two, spread the disease knowledge so that people will have a better understanding of what ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease is. And three, instill some hope so that research can find an answer to these incurable diseases one day. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a brief description of what Lou Gehrig's disease or ALS syndrome and what Ice Bucket Challenge has done to increase its awareness. Now here is a video from Bill Gates in his own words.
And after I dump this bucket of ice on my head, I get to nominate 3 new people to challenge. So I'm going to challenge Bill Gates, my partner at Facebook, Sheryl Sandberg, and Netflix's founder and CEO, Reed Hastings.
I'm glad to give to ALS. It's a great cause, but I want to accept this challenge. I want to do it better than it's been done. Been working on this, you know, got this design. There we go. Yeah. It's going to be great. I'm here to join the people bringing attention to Lou Gehrig's disease by taking the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. I'm going to challenge 3 more people: Elon Musk, Ryan Seacrest, and Chris Anderson of TED. Consider yourself challenged. You have 24 hours. Good luck.
So, ladies and gentlemen, whether you take the ice bucket challenge or not, whether you put your video on social media to let your friends know that you have taken the ice bucket challenge, but if you can contribute something to the research and development of cure for amyotrophic lateral sclerosis or ALS syndrome or Lou Gehrig's disease, then we would have done our part of helping further the medical knowledge and find cures for these incurable diseases. I am Dr. NIK NIKAM. You are listening to All India Radio Houston. Thank you for your time.